whales here on the far south coast are close to what we call an upwelling system off the coast. It brings up a lot of nutrients for the animals that pass by us here and that also live here. That means lots of food. That means lots of animals come here to eat. That means lots of animals like to breed here. We get lots of amazing creatures. The Sapphire Coast Marine Discovery Centre, with the word discover in the title, is a place that you can come and discover, so you can find and see and touch all different sorts of things, all different sorts of marine creatures. So we have live exhibits. We also have exhibits of things that have been found on the beach, washed up. So things you might have walked past before and seen a lot of times and thought, I wonder what that is. And we can help you discover or find out what those things are. We can tell you about them. We can let you hold them. We can take you and look at them under the microscopes. So there's a whole lot of different things you can discover at the Discovery Centre. You can still go down to the wharf and see a working wharf happening down there. There's still lots of recreational fishers around. The Sapphire Coast offers a lot of beautiful places that are land-based, especially for whale watching. We have a lot of high points around the area where you can get up and see the whales as they go either up north or back south to Antarctica on their migration back. And it's the same with fishing, rock pooling, platforming, all that sort of thing can be accessed really easily anywhere in our local area. Most of the lookouts, Rotary does amazing walks and lookouts where it's all wheelchair and pram accessible for all sorts of abilities. So it's really nice to come to an area that has such incredible vistas and be able to access them. The Sapphire Coast has a lot of different whale species in the area. Most typically you'll see the humpback whales and the southern right whales. You may be lucky enough to see the elusive orca. There's lots of other marine mammal species like dolphins. We have two types here, the common dolphin and the bottlenose. And we also have seals. We have amazing bait balls at different times of the year that you'll see all the gannets diving into, the seals. You may even be lucky enough to hear penguins. Whales have definitely been a big part of the story of particularly Eden with the whaling, and of course the famous Old Tom story and the association with the killer whales and the whalers back in the day. They're still very much a part of the story of Eden today. Old Tom is a killer whale, or was a killer whale, made famous in the early part of the century. He was known to have a relationship with the human whalers in that he would go into Kaya Inlet in front of the Davidson's house and slap his tail on the water to let the whalers know that there were humpbacks out in the bay. He was known for a lot of other stories, and there are an awful lot of stories about Old Tom, the orca, in this region. And of course, before that, the Indigenous people had a close relationship, a close bond with the killer whales as well. Tom washed up dead on the beach one day. There was a little bit of controversy around how he died, but I do know that they managed to keep his skeleton and preserve it, and it can be found at the Eden Killer Whale Museum for you to go up and have a look at and hear the story, hear some of his amazing stories. We see whales here. It's a natural part of their migration as they go up north towards Queensland. They don't come in very close on their way up, but on their way back they will, and that's because Eden and this area has a lot of beautiful little safe harbours where they can come and stop. On their way back, the mums have usually got a calf with them, a newborn calf or even a juvenile with them, and this is a perfect spot for them to come in and nestle for the night, stay where it's safe, where it's not so rough like it is out in the sea, and it's a great place for them just to hang out for the night before they have to journey back the next day. Whale numbers are increasing anywhere between, I believe it's 8 and 11% every year. That's the humpback whale population. And we know this because they're doing a census every year in the same place and the same time, and that's up in Sydney. And the whale counts are increasing, so it's fabulous. The Sapphire Coast has around about 20 different types of species of whales that have been seen over the years. Humpbacks and southern rights are our most popular. Minkies are also seen, especially from boats. Of course, the elusive orca. We also get sperm whales. They've been sighted a few times over the years. They tend to happen further out to sea. But there are a lot of other different sorts out there, pygmy sperm whales, pygmy right whales, a lot of different sorts of whales that you can be lucky enough to see out there. There's a few walks you can do around here. Of course, the Light to Light walk is one of the best as far as being close to the coast. You're going to see most definitely humpbacks during the whale watching season, which is anywhere from August right through until mid-December, and that's because of the increased numbers. The season is lasting a lot longer. You wouldn't have to be a hardcore bushwalker to do the Light to Light walk. There's a lot of different walks. The Rotary has a walk and a lookout up at Eden, up on top of the hill, which gives you a really high platform and a great viewing vantage. You can also see them when they come into the bay, which is occasional, but they will come in. There's a beautiful walk at Rotary Lookout in Merimbula, which takes you right to what almost feels like the end of the world out there. And Short Point in Merimbula also has great lookouts. Really, anywhere up and down the coast that is high and close to the water, get a pair of binoculars and go out there. During that season, you're bound to see some.